What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I got an update for you guys. Something that is truthful. It might not be something that people don't or want to realize, but let's say this super fight, the one everyone wants to see between Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. Let's say if these guys keep winning, let's say if, Joshua fulfills his mandatories, and Deontay Wilder, he beats Dominic Brazil, and he fights someone like Ortiz again, and he gets past him, and then we're looking at 2020. Okay, well, let's say that happens, and both of these guys are still undefeated, and it's time for something to happen, If Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua, if Anthony Joshua decides to split the pot 50-50 with Deontay Wilder, Deontay Wilder wins. He has what you call a moral victory. Do you know why? Because his team was stubborn enough to sit on that flag, to hold that flag of, hell no, we won't go, we won't bend, we won't fold, we want 50-50 or no go. So basically, it would have been them that made the offer, and then it's up to Joshua to agree to the offer just for the fact of getting the belt, right? So at the end of the day, Wilder wins. It might be a shitty thing to say, but it's true. Wilder actually wins because he got what he wanted. Even if it doesn't matter who wins at this point. See, if you guys noticed, to this day, there's no fight study because there's no fight. We've been talking about the idea or the possibilities of the negotiations or the failed negotiations. All these offers and all this going back and forth between two guys, right? And not one yet we've talked about, people have talked about it, like who would win and this, that, and the other. But this is just like politics. So politically, Deontay Wilder will win if Joshua decides, okay, motherfucker, I'm going to give you 50-50. Yeah. But me personally, I feel that John Skipper should have pushed Deontay Wilder and backed his ass into a corner that he couldn't get out of. When they asked about Anthony Joshua's, when they asked about his fight purse, I would have said the same thing you're getting. Anthony Joshua's getting the same thing. How would they know? It's not their business to know. They can't look at a contract of Anthony Joshua. And if they tried to do that, I believe there's certain type of, I think that's a law against looking at someone's contract. You know what I mean? Unless it's in that contract that's saying Anthony Joshua gets the same thing. And that would be fraud or dishonest. But they could have always said in negotiations, well, Joshua's getting the same thing as you, because they didn't say a exact dollar amount. They said roughly, right? Roughly 120 million. That could mean 119 or 18 million or 122, 123 million, right? John Skipper should have said, well, Joshua's getting the same thing you're getting because this is the zone and we run shit. Not Anthony Joshua, not you, but us. You know what I'm saying? That's how that fight could have went. Now, if that would have been the scenario, if that would have been the decision that John Skipper made, they would have had to come up with something else. Then it probably would have been all about, loyalty. I'm still loyal. You're not anything without your loyalness, your loyalty. You're nothing without your word and all that bullshit. So it would have been something that... It would have been something like that. Now... But, as far as the 50-50 thing, I don't, I think that, Wilder, he may be onto something. If he feels like these motherfuckers will eventually, because they want this belt bad. So it's basically, it jumps back on Joshua. How much do you want this motherfucker? You know what I mean? You want this WBC. You want it. Come get it. What are you going to do to get it? You know what I mean? What are you going to do to get it? You're going to have to, you're going to have to bend to get this 50-50, because I'm not giving this belt up. you thought that you can give it up for this certain amount of money. No, because if you're offering me 100, that's like you offer someone a large chunk of money and then his ass start thinking about it and gets greedy. He gets that greedy mindset like, oh, you're giving me $100. I'll do it for 200. You know, but their thing is because they knew Joshua was getting more than them. And that what ate them up, and they couldn't stand that idea. But water under the bridge, you know, this boat's still going. So in the future, if Joshua says, fuck it, man, let's make the fight happen, right? There you go. But then one thing about Deontay Wilder, yeah, he wins in that aspect. And that aspect only. Because let me tell you something else, guys. Deontay Wilder's older than Anthony Joshua. See, a lot of people are not factoring in his age, okay? His injuries, okay? He's 33 right now. He'll be 34 this year, right? He keeps fucking around and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. You know, what, are you going to be like Ortiz? You know what I'm saying? Anthony Joshua's what, 28, 29? So he has time on his hands. You don't. That's the problem with Deontay Wilder. But I don't think that matters anyway because him and his team, they're looking for that big payout. So they don't give a shit if he wins or not after that point because everyone's satisfied of what they're getting in their pockets. And they're using Deontay Wilder as a tool to get it. And that's that. So, you know, what do you guys think? Do you think if Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn, if these guys bend to 50-50, does Deontay Wilder win? You guys tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunched. Peace.